The Empire biscuit is a popular choice in the United Kingdom. Master Baker Jim McCormick demonstrates how to make these.
What you'll do is you'll mix the butter and icing sugar together by your hand, or you can use a wooden spoon and do it that way. But you're not creaming it, you're just getting it so the icing sugar gets mixed in with the margarine, and then you add your flavour in. And it's quite a stiff mix, so you would have to work it with your hands, you know, eventually. But you don't want to do that. This is why it's better with the machinery as well.
When using the machinery, a dough hook is attached, ensuring the sugar and margarine are not creamed and the dough is not overmixed.
Obviously the difference between a biscuit and a fermented product is the fermented product's got yeast in it. So the yeast works with the starch in the flour to produce a gas and also to produce gluten to hold the structure of the bread. You're not wanting to produce gluten in this. You produce gluten in this, you overmix it, it'll start to be stretchy. And when you're working with it, you'll see it, when you cut it, it'll shrink in size, when you put it in the oven, it'll shrink in size. And the difference between this and fermented goods is the fermented goods have got yeast in them, and they'll work with the starch in the flour to produce a gas.
Firstly, preheat the oven to 175 degrees Celsius. The basic ingredients are icing sugar, soft butter or margarine, flour and jam. It is important to weigh the ingredients accurately in order to produce a good quality biscuit. To begin, the icing sugar and the butter or margarine are mixed together with a dough hook. A scraper can be used to incorporate the ingredients.
You don't want it to be creamed, you just want it to mix through. Alright?
Next, the flour is added all at once. A low setting on the mixer is used when the flour is first being mixed in. Slowly, the ingredients start to come together.
You'll see it's like a crumb texture. What I'll do is I'll scrape it down and then I'll put it up to number 2 and it'll come together. You don't want it to cream. And also when you're mixing it, when it's coming together, you'll see it moving away from the side of the bowl, and that's when the paste is ready. Okay, that's what does it mean by clearing the side of the bowl? That's just when you add the flavour to it. As soon as it starts to clear through the bowl, that's your pastry ready.
Use a lightly floured work surface to help prevent the dough from sticking.
With the pastry, you're not wanting to handle it too much. Okay. Just bring it together.
When rolling out the biscuit dough, remember to give it a quarter of a turn every couple of rolls to help smooth out the dips.
Just keep working away with it. And you're looking for it to be about 4mm, 30 grams. Now, you can see that I'm twisting it and turning it and trying to catch it. It's so it lifts off the table. The other way we can do this as well, and this will be your ones where you put your jam in them. Obviously the gingerbreads you do teddy bears now. But you can do any shape. What we are looking for is 30 grams. I've weighed it at 40 because Priya really enjoys the biscuits, so I've made them a bit.
Remember, any leftover dough can be pressed back together and re-rolled to create additional biscuits.
We put that into an oven, 175 degrees, between 12 and 16 minutes. When they come out of the oven, we let them cool slightly, and then we put jam on them, so that the jam crystallises and the two parts stick together. Okay. What I've done there is folded it corner to corner, right? Make sure there's a good seal on it.
Kitchen scissors can also be used to cut the paper. The paper is then rolled around the wrist and then secured inside the bag. Alternatively, one of the corners can be folded up and around to meet the apex of the triangle before the other side is folded up. The top is then folded up to secure it. Remember to snip off the end of the bag before piping.
And we're going to make water icing. Just icing sugar and water. Just put your icing sugar in, gradually add in some water, and you need to get it to the correct consistency. And it's amazing the little amount of water that you need to put in this, because it just becomes, and you want it quite thick so it sets on the biscuit. Is that too thin?
If the water icing is too thin, more icing sugar can be added for a thicker consistency.
Again, I would say this is still too thin because you want it quite thick. And remember, it doesn't need a lot of water. So. Well, the way it's normally done in a bakery is dipped in, and then the old tradition, it was scored off with your finger. But what they do now is they do it with a palette knife. They just dip it in and score it off with a palette knife. Aye. Or you can put it in a piping bag. Just pipe it in the middle, and then you've got wee jellies that will be coming around and just put a jelly. This is just the Empire biscuit. The top one's cut. Put the top one on, dust it with sugar, and then put a spot of jam in the middle. Obviously we used a dough hook rather than a beater to mix the pastry together. The reason for that is you don't want to fully cream the icing sugar and the butter because it will affect the quality of the biscuit at the end of the baking process. The other thing I mentioned was about handling of the pastry. You don't want to handle the pastry too often because again that affects it because you're building up temperature in the pastry, so it's going to affect the quality of the biscuit at the end of the day.